The following is a statement by Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Edvin Martin.
Fellow citizens, it is important for me as Commissioner of Police to address you on the recent series of incidents which unfortunately resulted in 3 persons being injured and the death of 1 individual. These incidents have left several families in need of comfort as they deal with the aftermath of what transpired. At the community level, Grenadians are also trying to come to terms with the tragedy. It is sad, it is heart-wrenching, and we are all impacted on various levels. On behalf of the Royal Grenada Police Force, I publicly express our deepest sympathies to the family of the late Mr. Trevor Regis, who succumbed to injuries following the altercation with police on October 30th. I take this opportunity to wish Chris Regis and the officers who suffered injuries during those incidents a speedy recovery. The female officer, who was in critical condition following the stabbing incident, had to undergo emergency surgery and is still hospitalized. The male officer has since been released from the General Hospital, but continues to receive medical treatment for stab wounds to his arm and chest. Chris Regis has also been released from the General Hospital, and he continues to heal at home following a gunshot wound to his arm. Again, on behalf of the RGPF, I offer sentiments of comfort and reassurance to all of the individuals and their families in this time of pain and mourning. Over the past few days, I have heard and listened to many concerns. Both incidents raise questions about operational procedures and other matters that must be answered. You can be assured that the Royal Grenada Police Force is committed to fully addressing those questions through the process of thorough investigation now underway. Within hours of the first incident on October 21st, in which Chris Regis sustained a gunshot wound, a team of officers from the Community Relations Department visited the family and had discussions with the victim's father, who is now deceased. I also personally met with the late Trevor and his wife on Sunday, October 25th, at the family home, dutifully awaiting the outcome of the investigation. During my visit, I was careful not to cast blame or find fault on any side. Instead, I focused on compassion and gave assurance of a thorough investigation into the shooting incident. It was therefore personally disheartening when I was briefed on the circumstances of Friday's sequence of events, following which the RGPF again reached out to the family. I assure you, fellow citizens of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, that both matters are the subject of active investigation. At this point in time, the RGPF is not at liberty to speak on the substantive elements of either incident, as this will be premature and can also potentially prejudice any legal outcomes of the matters. Upon completion of the investigation, the files will be submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, a constitutionally independent office for review and recommendations. This approach is consistently done to offer an additional layer of objectivity and transparency in dealing with all matters involving police officers. As due process takes its course, the RGPF asks for forbearance and tolerance of all to allow the investigation to be carried out. Let calmness prevail as we await the completion of the investigation to answer any lingering questions that exist. We will continue to reach out to the families involved to hear their concerns firsthand and to answer their questions to the extent that we are able to at this point in time. We will also continue to support the injured officers through the healing process. We will continue to avail ourselves to be supportive and transparent throughout this process. We recognize the citizens of this country as critical partners in helping to maintain law and order. And we therefore appeal for the continued cooperation and support of the public as we all seek to come to terms with this gut-wrenching occurrence. I thank you, and may God continue to richly bless our nation.
The preceding was a statement by Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Edvin Martin.